So, all right. So, all you metalheads out there, Sammy and I, we've been rapping here for a while, and we're here with Ensiferum, and they've got a brand new
Howdy,
album.
folks.
Yes, yes, got a brand new album dropping September 15th. Two Paths. Sammy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing super. It's quite busy at the moment. There's a lot of promotion to do with the new album, but can't complain.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
really cannot wait to get on the road and play the new stuff live.
Now, you were just telling me a little bit ago about this festival you have coming up. What's that all
Yeah,
about?
yeah, Summer Breeze. That's like the second last show of One Man Army touring cycle,
Okay.
and it's only, it's gonna be a blast because it's anniversary of the festival, and yeah, there's gonna be a Metal Blade party, and I heard there's gonna be a Nuclear Blast party in the backstage. So yeah, it might be.
All right. So you're going to be doing your material from One Man Army versus Two Paths that you have dropping September 15th. Yeah?
Uh, we might play something from the new album. Let's see. Let's see. The thing is that uh, the way I see it, it's not that smart to play too much new material because people haven't heard it.
Okay.
You know,
All right. Now, I guess, all right. So the only thing I've heard, to your point,
yeah.
is, for those about to fight for metal, and yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know that's a single that you got coming out. So I guess everyone has their own approach, in terms of how they want to get their material out there.
Mhm.
How does Firm do it? How does Sammy do it? How do you guys prefer to let your fans, get your new material?
I think it's good that we don't have to think about that
Oh,
much because we're really counting on a Metal Blade on this one.
yes.
But of course, they ask our opinion. They ask us to name like 3 songs, like singles, and yeah, we gave them the titles, and we made one official video that's gonna come out pretty soon, actually. And yeah, it's quite funny because I think I got dropped out from some email chain or I missed it, but it was quite a surprise that the first single was for those about to fight for metal because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it's the cheesiest song we ever made. So, well, the idea that that's going to be the first impression for people about the new album. So there is more serious stuff coming. So don't be scared. But
Yeah.
you want to hear the story behind the song?
You beat me to it, man. I think we're in sync here. We're mind melding here, Sammy. We're mind melding because you already beat me. I wanted to talk about your video. You already talked about, a video you have coming up, and now you want to talk about the song. So, yes, please tell me about it.
Well, the melody, the first melody of the song there, I had it for quite a while, and it was really always it's so heroic. There's a really heroic mood in that one. So I thought, okay, this song has to be like an anthem for our fans. It has to be something like we salute you. And after some rehearsals, I was in the rehearsal room alone, playing guitar and reading news from the computer, just not thinking about anything and playing that melody. And there's the headline that AC/DC singer has to step down because of the hearing problems. I was like, fuck,
I know.
because that was a really important band for me. I have 2 big brothers who really baptized me in heavy metal. So I
Very
grew up
cool.
with AC/DC and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and stuff like that. And I guess it started from there. Like, we should do like tribute to AC/DC also. Like, how would this melody sound if I played like Thunderstruck style?
Okay.
And it
all right.
sounded hilarious. And I was like, okay, I have to record a demo and send it to everyone. And yeah, everybody liked that. So then we continued next time from that, like music-wise. And the song proceeded actually pretty fast at that point. But the lyrics were still like missing. I was still missing the chorus. And pretty much same scenario. After rehearsals, after a couple of weeks, I'm there alone, guitar, reading news, and another headline: Manowar quits. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Another band that really influenced Ensiferum. And I was like, fuck. tribute to our fans, AC/DC and Manowar. This can't go wrong. And it's a really shameless tribute. And when I told the guys, I was thinking that this could be the title of the song, and they were like, "Are you fucking kidding us?" But they said, "Yeah, that's so fucking rude. We have to do it."
That's funny. Yeah, for those about the rock, right? So yeah. Yeah, that is funny, man. So oh my god, that's wild. That's a good story.
Yeah, I like it too because it wasn't. It's everything else but like calculated thing. It just happened piece by piece, and
right. So, from what I'm hearing from you, and I wasn't sure about this or not. Do you write a lot of the lyrics?
Yeah, I actually wrote all the lyrics again for this album. It just happened when I joined the band. I think, that was 2004, 2005.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you came in 2004, 2005, and of course you guys have been around since 1995. So.
Yeah, but since then I've been writing most of the lyrics.
Okay.
And, I don't know how it happened. It might be. Well, I like writing lyrics,
right?
And it might be because I read a lot, and that kind of stuff maybe comes most naturally from me. But there's we have full democracy in the band, and everybody's totally free to bring ideas for lyrics or melodies, riffs, whatever. And I really like that. We work as a band. That's one of the things I really love about Ensiferum, that we are really a band. We go to rehearsal room, sit down, go through the ideas, and analyze and debate and so on. And we, even though somebody brings the raw idea, but the songs are created together, and then everybody can stand behind every song.
Okay.
And that's what I really like. It's really slow. Of course, it would be much faster if you have like a dictator mastermind in a band who just brings the song and say, "Okay, you play like this and you play like that, and that's it."
Right.
And then you go to the studio. But this way, everybody's involved in the creative process, and everybody can,
that's
leave
very
their
cool.
own mark in the music. So
yeah, no, that's very cool. And of course, Ensiferum, you're very melodic metal, with a folk infusion, from Finland over there. Are you actually in Helsinki right now?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. My niece actually just got back from there. I was so jealous. Yeah, she went over there. She had some ice hockey thing going on, because I know if you guys aren't in metal, then you're skating on metal, blades to ice, I know that ice hockey is real big over there.
We have so long and cold winters that nothing else to do than play hockey or be in the basement play metal.
That's it, right. So I wanted to ask you, that being said, with your specific style of music, where do you draw your inspiration from?
Music-wise, it's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Well, the cornerstones for Ensiferum are melodic death metal and folk music.
Cool.
But of course, we've been expanding our musical horizon quite a lot since '95.
Right.
It's really hard to say. Like I said, music-wise, where the inspiration comes from, because it's not intentional, Nobody sits down and thinks, "Okay, I'm gonna do that kind of song now."
Okay,
all
right.
Just jam, and there's a cool idea, and then you just take it to rehearsal room, and then we start from there together.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
And lyrics-wise, I would say, especially on this album, all the raw ideas for all the lyrics came from real life. But since we have really heroic, medieval fantasy, whatever Viking theme in this band,
everyone can see the background.
It's always fun, and to have the challenge to, So at least for me, when I write the lyrics, it's important for me that there is the original idea. Maybe nobody else will ever find it, and I really don't give a fuck. But it's really important that there's like a couple levels on the lyrics. I will find all the metaphors that really fits Ensiferum's ideology.
All right, cool. Now that kind of leads into where I want to go with this next, and maybe this might kind of get to the roots of what I originally was asking in terms of, you know, just where you kind of draw the inspiration, because obviously for you it's going to be different from album to album, and of course Two Paths is your seventh studio album, so I know that there were some differences, between what you're doing with this particular recording. You didn't want it to necessarily feel like it was developed in the studio. I know that you wanted it to have more of that live feel and, not even playing to a click track, which in the past, whenever I was filming bands, I always hoped that they were filming to a click track, because if the audio was terrible, then I could just grab their studio recording and lay that on top of the video, and I'm like, yeah! You guys didn't do that for Two Paths.
Yeah, that was the idea. We kind of started this process on One Man Army, the previous album.
Yeah.
Because with Ensiferum, who recorded and produced these two albums, that we wanted the album to sound like a really tight live album. So it sounds like the band is actually there. So that there's like two guitars, bass, drums, and da-da-da-da. And because there was an album from afar in 2009 that we really got carried away with the tracks. There were parts that had 1,000 tracks, and it's ridiculous. Because in the long run, when you have 1,000 tracks, you have blast beat and 100 tracks of guitars, and you have choir and orchestration and everything going on. You cannot hear anything anymore,
right.
And you lose all the beautiful details in music. So since then, we've been cutting down the amount of tracks all the time, and that way you get much more dynamics in the music, and you can hear what people are doing. So that was a really important aspect for this album. So it would sound like the band is there actually playing, and that's what we did when we recorded drums. The whole band was playing same time, and honestly, he's a smart guy. He recorded everything that we played while we recorded drums. So some of the bass lines, I think 3 or 4 songs, the bass lines were, so to say, perfect. So we kept them. So drums and bass recorded same time, like really old school way. And I would still say the biggest difference, we used analog equipment. Drums, basses, rhythm guitars, harsh vocals were recorded on tape. Then we ran out of tracks, so that's why we had to use computer. Otherwise, we probably would have continued. You can record everything else also on tape. But the biggest difference, sorry, I keep...
No, man, that's really interesting.
On sidetracks.
No, that's really interesting, and I know that your fans are going to love hearing this, I mean, this really is an inside look, into one of the minds of Ensiferum, and obviously with you being one of the principal songwriters, even though, like you said, it's very collaborative, but again, this is a very interesting process that no one, could possibly understand unless they're you. So, that's cool, man. I mean, that's very interesting.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say? Oh yeah. The biggest difference between this album, Two Paths, and anything we've done earlier was the kind of change of mentality in studio. It was actually Anssi, the producer, who kind of offered this idea to us that on this album, because everybody agreed that it should sound like a live album, and everybody agreed about that. But then he said, how about on this album, we focus much more to the feeling instead of the technical perfection, and say fuck you to all over editing and so on. We just focus on that every take that's gonna stay on the album has to have emotion in it. And we were like, yeah, that's how live music sounds. Not like, that you're sitting in a studio like playing metal like this. It sounds like you're beating the guitar. That's how it should sound.
Yeah.
And that was he used a reference. One of the references he used was Nirvana. He said that imagine Kurt Cobain's vocals, if those would have been edited from 1,000 different takes and auto-tuned to perfection and so on, that would have killed Nirvana. That wouldn't sound the same. So you really can hear the guy's meaning every word he's saying. And there were takes when the guys were recording guitars that they played the song from the beginning until end. And Anssi turns to them and said, yeah, that was perfect. That was flawless technically. but can you do it again? But don't think that you're in a studio. Think that you're on stage and in front of the biggest audience. Just turn off your brain. Don't analyze it. Just let the music guide you, and just to try to get some soul in the music. And that's this kind of mentality was something totally different compared to other sessions.
It sounds like a long process, but then again, it's only been a couple of years, since you put out your last album. Now you got again, Two Paths, dropping September 15th. And
15th.
So everyone, September 15th, Metal Blade Records, Ensiferum, Two Paths, make sure you grab it. But all that being said, again, everything you just described, it sounds like it took a really long time. How long did it take to produce Two Paths?
To record it, I think it was 5 weeks. That's
Get
pretty
out of
standard for. Yeah, well, of course, it's a lot of time. If you think about like some really legendary albums were made in 1 week. So in that light, 5 weeks is actually quite a lot. But on the other hand, we have a lot of elements. We have like a lot of guitars, and we have shitloads of melodies, and we have folk instruments, and we have orchestrations, and we have to record choirs, and so everything takes time. And especially when you're doing vocals, you don't want anyone to be in a singing booth for 8 hours in a row, because then you're gonna lose your voice. So stuff like that, it takes time.
Well, that's more or less what I'm talking about. Like, in terms of writing the songs and stuff like that and getting together, yeah, I mean, I can see how that process can take place maybe in the course of a night, if you're feeling so inspired, but then all the technical elements, to actually producing the finished product from start to end, I mean, there are some bands that take years, from one to the next, but, and then there's the touring, which I want to talk to you about, so looking at your schedule, I didn't see anything in the United States, it's like you guys are just gallivanting over there in Europe. What do we got to do? Do we have to harass Metal Blade relentlessly? Do I need to get on them about getting you guys over here to the East Coast in the United States, or what?
Please do.
All right.
Yeah, this has to be the kind of most unorthodox touring, start for us, because usually when a European band releases an album, it's a long European tour, long North America tour, and then you go to the other continents and so on. But we start by doing 6 shows in Europe, just stands for Europe, and something we've never done before. We're gonna have like 10 shows in Finland, because nobody gives a fuck about us in Finland.
What?
So this is, we're gonna try. Let's see how it goes, and then we're gonna go to South America, and then there's Russia and Asia.
All right. Yeah.
But we are coming to North America.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Sorry, the dates are not out yet, but yeah, we're coming. And then it's also going to be a long European tour. Okay. And then it's pretty much already summer festival season 2018. And I'm actually hoping that in the autumn 2018 we could hit the studio and record like raw demos of the new songs. Because for us, the composing process is ongoing thing. We are all the time working with new songs.
Very cool.
And end of 2018, there is a big plan. I cross my fingers or whatever, and hope it will work out. But yeah, it's gonna be busy for a couple of years.
All right. Well, we definitely got to catch up with you when you are over here live. That is, unless I can somehow get a ticket over there, and actually catch up with you guys in the homeland, because I've been wanting to go over there forever, because that's where my Johnson family is actually from Sweden. So yeah, I'm third generation over here, but I've never been over there. I've never had a chance to really brave the cold from over there. It's a lot different.
So come here on February. Yeah, I would say that's the coldest month.
Okay, all right. It's got to be done. Now, do you ever see like the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, where you're at? Do you ever get a glimpse of that?
Not in Helsinki, unfortunately.
No? Okay. Yeah. See, I'm totally.
Too much light pollution, I guess, also. Even though it's a small town compared to any major city in the States, but still.
All right. So between now and September 2015, when Two Paths comes out, we talked about the festival that you have going on next week. What's the name of that festival you're going to be at again in Germany?
there's going to be Summer Breeze, and the next day is going to be Motoculteur in France, and that's going to be the last show for One Man Army tour. So
okay, all right.
We might have to have a small party then.
Okay, all right. So between like the end of August and leading up to September 15th, what do you got going on?
Yeah, these two festivals.
Just that. Okay, all right, cool.
And then we're gonna. Yeah, we still haven't figured out what we're gonna play on the actual tour starts, because the problem is all the songs are playable. You know, like on some previous albums, we had the really long songs. Like I think there was like 70 minutes long song, and that's kind of tricky to play live, especially if you're playing festivals. If you have like 45 minutes to play, you don't want to put like 70 minutes long song there. But on this album, all the songs became quite short.
Okay.
So everything is totally doable. And yeah, some members even said, yeah, maybe we should play the whole fucking new album. And I was like, nah, let's not do that, because even though we would love to play the new songs, all of them, but I know personally from fan perspective that might suck ass, so to say, because I went to see Iron Maiden. I'm a really big Iron Maiden fan.
Okay.
But I only see them like 4 times or something like that in my whole life.
Okay.
And it was a Matter of Life and Death tour.
Okay.
And I go there and I'm like, fuck yeah, up the irons. And they played the whole new album and like 2 old songs. I'm like, where's the Aces High? Come on. So
right.
It's a good album, don't get me wrong. But and I understand that the band is proud, especially like old bands, that they don't want to become like what's the word? You know, just the band who really isn't proud of their new material. Just
right, yeah, they're not egotistical about it or anything like that. Yeah, they're humble. They're humble. There's a level of humility there, you know.
Exactly. So I really love this attitude that, like Maiden, they are really.
Yeah. Dickinson and Company, they were just over here. Actually, we had a chance to cover them. It was kind of cool. But no, I mean, and to your point, I mean, again, Ensiferum, you guys are now 7 albums deep. So as much as you want to share your new material with your fans, and you've got a legion of fans out there, you know, obviously they want to hear all of the material that you've done to date, and there's only so much you can squeeze in like a 90-minute set, you know?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a bit more, because it's our own headlining tour.
Okay.
And it's getting really hard, because at some point we had a policy that every show has to have songs from every album, and we always check the set list and what we played like in the same city last time. If we played there like within a year or something, so we would change the set list even more.
Okay.
And in like Germany, for example, where we have played many shows. So there are really hardcore fans. Sometimes we like to include like rare songs. But now it's getting really hard, especially like the album release tour, because you really want to promote the new album.
Sure.
But there's going to be new songs, and of course some old ones, and some rares. I think we're going to play some rare songs. But we're still debating about this inside the band. We're not. We don't know yet what we're going to play.
Suspense.
So that's going to be something that we're going to do. We're going to go to the rehearsal room, sit down and ponder the set. And it's only a bit over a month when the tour starts.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, it's a good cliffhanger, man. It's a good cliffhanger. Leave them in suspense. You know? If you want to know what's going to happen, you got to be there. You know?
Yes.
That's just the way it is. Got to be there. You know? All right. Well, Sami, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I could talk to you all night, man. I wish I was over there in Helsinki right now, man. I'd say, let's go grab a brew now. You know, it's about that time.
Exactly. Well, that would be perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
Friday evening, and well, it's midnight in Finland, but that's perfect time to go hit
the bar. I'm not that
far
behind you. All right, cool. So, everybody out there, I am here with Sami from Ensiferum, and of course, they have 2 Paths dropping September 15th, Metal Blade Records. Sami, thanks a lot, man. It's been a blast talking to you.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes, man. You got it.
All the best. Stay metal.
You got it. Later.